Michael, you've just come out of the dressing room after an extended period of time in there. Can you just give us an idea of what's been said after today's defeat to Corby?
Do you know what? It was just a matter of home truths in there at times. I think said Corby team come here today that have obviously in a bit of a run as well, but a good side that have proved at this level. And once again, at times nothing in it, but just like I said, at certain times today, it was just a lack of conviction and a bit of bite maybe. So yeah, a few home truths had to be said in there today because we talk about the run and going on a bad one. We have to stop it at some point. We can't keep going, oh, it's just another bump in the road. There's always next week. It's always next week. No, in football, the beauty of it is the games come thick and fast, and if you don't rectify it, you then end up in a bit of a tailspin. So,
you made a change to your shape today, and it didn't seem to have the desired effect at the start. Corby got on top. Bit of fortune about the goal, obviously, with the attempted clearance from Calvin. But although your side did improve for a bit after that, once again, it's another position that you've shot yourselves in the foot and given yourselves a bit of a mountain to climb.
Yeah, look, we know what the game's going to be like here. You know, the pitch isn't great. It's nowhere you can play football on. And like I said, at times we had to pack out the midfields and win them first and second battles. The first 10, 15 minutes, we didn't start well. I think we were just growing into it. And like I said, the moment of obviously the goal changes the complexion of it and how they set up. But there's still plenty of time, and it's just like I said at the moment, I think we're just lacking a little bit of bite and confidence going forward to be brave enough to go, all right, I'll take this ball, I'll drive at someone, I'll take someone on, I'll get a cross or a shot in. So, yeah, look, it's difficult at the moment, but we have to have full faith in these boys, and because they've shown it before what they can do.
We've spoken a lot about recent form, the lack of goals scored. Where do you put that down to? Is that a mental block? Is it anything strategic? What would you think?
I think currently at the moment it's a mental block. I think at times we're overthinking things. I think instead of doing the basics and doing the basics well, we try just to do that extra hard pass or that turn in the midfield that's probably not on instead of putting it in a sensible area. But I think that's just comes from the boys obviously knowing where we're at, trying a bit too hard. I think they just need to relax a little bit. And as I said, they're all good footballers. It's just going back to them basics and making sure that we do our jobs right from minute 1 to minute 90.
It's clear that your side care and they care for the cause, because this is the same group of players that got you in a really good position at the start of the season. So how do you go about restoring that confidence and I guess that momentum?
Yeah, it's difficult. Like I said, it's a group that cares, and it does hurt when they lose games, but like I said, at the moment I think that there's that fine balance, isn't there, between over caring and not caring enough. And I think we're definitely over the line where we just said it's becoming a mental block where we're just thinking about things too much. And said it's just this group's shown what they can do, and it's now just, like I said, you go through a bit of a bounce period where we're struggling at times. We just need to get that first result back over the line, that scruffy game where we come out on the right side of, where we have a free kick that hits someone's shin and flies in the top corner. So yeah, it's difficult at the moment because you've got to continue to try and build confidence when they're probably already flat as it is. So yeah, look, it's a beauty of our role as a staff to try and bounce that and keep them going. But yeah, look, it will change. We're not going to lose every game from now until the end of the season, that's for sure. So for us now, like I said, it's a case of we have to put things right.
And just on that point of overthinking, potentially over-caring, does that sometimes spill into your performances whereby there's a lot of occasions, today especially, where there's a lot of long balls going forward, not meeting their targets, perhaps desperate balls forward, you might say, whereas Corby, on the other hand, considering it was quite a difficult pitch, they did get the ball down and play quite a bit?
I'd agree with that. I think it was two teams that were similar in the way they approached it. They just had probably a bit more quality with their balls forward. We sat there and we spoke about it at the end of the game, and what they were doing was they was turning the ball in behind and getting winning runners onto it, and we tried to do that, but we just didn't have enough quality. We kept hitting that first man, or they weren't big enough. So yeah, look, don't get me wrong, there was a few comments afterwards about getting the ball down on the pitch and play. I'd like to come and see any team try and do that here. It's a bog, it's a mud patch, and that's no fault to anyone. Do you know what I mean? It's just the way the weather is here and how this pitch holds up. If I could play beautiful football out there, we would, but we can't. So we have to be able to cope with them elements of what it is. And like I said, at moments we do. important moments at times during games we don't, unfortunately, at the moment. So that's where we're coming a little bit unstuck, and look, we'll continue to try and rectify that. We've said to the boys that you need to do your jobs, and if you don't do your job, someone will come in and we'll get someone in that will do the job. So that's the harsh reality of it. We have full faith in the boys still, and they need to just find it within themselves now, drag them up, and like I said, put a shift in.
We're speaking after the game, during the 3 p.m. game, so we actually don't know the scores from elsewhere or exactly where you are on the table at the moment. But results like this and these little ruts, is it just a stark reminder of, that this is where we're at? Consolidation is the aim of the season after what's been 2 very turbulent years for the football.
Yeah, I think you're pretty spot on. It's been 2 tough years and been part of both of them in a sense. And like I said, it's just, you're still growing. We're still learning as a club, and we're trying to strive to always be better. And that's it. We're trying to consolidate this year and build from the foundations upwards. So, look, like I said, the beauty of it is the 3 o'clock kickoffs are starting now, so we'll have a bit of a gauge. But like I said, we'll always continue to look about who we can catch rather than who's going to catch us.
And looking ahead, new year, new start. You go to Loughborough Students away from home to kick off 2025. A side who are a very different side, I guess, looking at their results compared to the team that we played here back in August. And what we were speaking earlier about getting the ball down and playing. By all accounts, it's a very good surface there. A good opportunity to go there and give them a game.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the beauty of football. Everything's different, isn't it? Like I said, they've got a well-kept, maintained stadium that they can play football on them. Said might be some new players, but they still play the same way than what they've done. So we'll set up the same sort of plan that we set that got us 5 goals against them. So look, yeah, every game's a tough game. We know that. We need to make sure we turn up with the right attitude and look forward to them. But I said, if we don't put the minimum in, where we're working hard, we're showing that desire to put the ball in at one end, keep it out the other end, we're going to come unstuck anyway. So look, for us now, it's about what we do. We have to focus on ourselves and what we can do to get out of this run.
You're watching AFCRDTV, and it's a big Boxing Day East Northants derby. Finishes, though, AFC Russian Diamonds 0, Corby Town 2. Our man of the match, Charlie Green. Charlie, I know I sound like a broken record, but tough, frustrating day for Diamonds.
Yeah, another difficult day, which seems to be a recurring theme the last few weeks, unfortunately. Couple of home truths may be told in the changing room just now after the game, but that's football, in my opinion. You have these runs where things don't really go your way, and unfortunately we're in that run right now.
Tough patch, yeah.
Yeah, so complete contrast to the start of the season, but as I say, these things happen in football, and we just have to work hard to light that spark that's going to turn it around.
I'm a master of all the cliches, and it's peaks and valleys during a football season. Like you said, we had a great start, August, September, October, but gee, the last, 4 to 6 weeks, it's really been a rough go. It just hadn't gone our way.
No, I think a couple of things haven't gone our way, but fundamentally we just haven't been good enough in pivotal areas of the pitch, pivotal moments of the game, and there's no one else to blame other than ourselves, really. We've got to really do better with a lot of things, starting with the next game.
I don't want to make an excuse, but I will anyway. Injuries have not gone our way either. We have some key players still out, and most notably Jarvis Wilson. Gee, Jarvis was doing Radio Diamonds duty today, but hopefully Jarvo will be back soon. Maybe Ryan Hughes as well.
Yeah, they don't help. Again, injuries, of course, don't help. No team wants injuries in the squad, but it's not an excuse for us, really. We've got that's what squads are for. Players to come in and do the jobs or do different roles, and still do them the best they can. And unfortunately, it's just not enough at the moment.
Charlie, I'll ask you a tough question now. Have you ever scored an own goal?
Probably, I can't remember.
Unfortunately, that was the only scoring in the first half today. Calvin Green. Just unfortunately, the ball didn't go his way, and it trickled into the net in the 18th minute. And that was the only scoring in the first half. What did you think of Diamond's play in the first half?
Yeah, it's one of them things, own goals, just an unfortunate moment. To be fair, I thought we'd done okay. We had a couple of moments ourselves, that rolled straight across the goal that unfortunately no one's just there to tap it in, and that's the sort of things that aren't going our way / we're not doing right at the moment. We need someone, whoever it is, to just be there, even if it goes off a knee or shin and goes in, just one way or another, just put it in the net. And like you say, that would have been 1-1 and a different game at half time, but that's the run we're in and we've got to turn it around.
And the second half, I guess we have to give Corby credit. They played it close to the vest, or the waistcoat, I suppose I should say here. And the only scoring in the second half was another goal by the Steelmen in the 89th minute, and that finished it off 2-0.
Yeah, I think it was, like you say, game over at that moment, but we probably pushed a couple forward to try and get that equaliser and left ourselves a little exposed at the back, and credit to them, they finished it off.
So it's good to get Tariq Dallas back into play in the second half as a substitute. Also, Fraser Corden was in there. Have you ever played foosball? What's it called?
Futsal, yeah.
Futsal. Foosball, no.
Maybe when I was younger, but certainly not as well as Fraser plays it.
So we got Fraser in, and also Peter Sweeney made a late appearance as well, but just nothing materialized.
No, we just couldn't get anything going, and like I say, that's that squad that we need to use, and Tariq coming back is obviously going to help. Hopefully he can regain his fitness back up and we can get him right and keep him going in throughout January.
Our next opponent will be on New Year's Day at Loughborough Students, a team that we were clobbering them, as I remember, 5-1. They happened to score a couple of late goals. Still, though, we definitively defeated Loughborough in the earlier match this season, 5-3. So you have to be optimistic about that upcoming match.
Yeah, definitely. It gives us something to take forward to the game, but I think it'll be a completely different game this time, obviously away. And they've been on a pretty good run themselves, I think. I don't know how they got on today, but they've been doing well. So another tough game for us, and hopefully we can turn it around.
I don't need love.